Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Ah, what a showing. I feel like everyone knows that good things are happening and everyone is racing to jump on right away. Wow, we even got Travis sighting. He's not on the phone today. He's actually in person. Super cool. All right, so let's see what kind of updates we have for you. So some good stuff. Oh, it's always good stuff, right? I'm trying to think of them because we're working on so many different projects simultaneously that when I'm doing something, it's okay, and then I have 10 minutes and I have to jump to this. And they're all so different, but they all come together. So let me start with our Salesforce meeting. Yes, I think that's a good place to start, probably. Always in person. I love it. It went really well. So we actually have a new rep. The rep that we had is no longer with Salesforce. And that rep was lovely, right? But some people, in the real world, there's performance metrics. And RHINO doesn't really do performance metrics much. And it's not because we don't think it's a good idea, it's a very good idea, but it's because we're inventing. And I don't know performance metrics for when you're inventing stuff. So a lot of our team members, there is the risk that I constantly try to measure in my head. Is this individual taking longer than they otherwise could have done if I was standing over their shoulder? And I suppose the answer is probably always yes, because if you're working from home, unless you're me, right? You're working at a slower pace. Um, but be that as it may, I just don't expect things to take much longer. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So I got to meet our new rep. Her name is Logan, and she's really, really wonderful. We had actually the whole team. So we had our top rep, our personal rep, which is Logan, and then a department rep. So we got sushi, which was delicious. Um, I told them I wasn't a cheap date, and they knew that. But anyway, so as we were talking about the platform we're making, right, RHINOHUB, and how it's really going to be built around Salesforce if we could have a good partnership with them, like if we could come up with something. What they shared with me is they do have a partnership program that they've been thinking about us for, and it's called the Consulting Partnership. Now, they have a lot of different programs, right? So they have this thing called App Exchange, and that's for like the really technical people, right? You create your own app that you could build on Salesforce, and it does really great stuff. And then you put it on the App Exchange, and then other people purchase it, which is really great because Salesforce has a very large ecosystem. We're not that smart. What we are, though, is when it comes to building business and consulting and doing that, we can do that. Because again, what RHINOHUB essentially is going to be doing is not only training up everyone on these different curriculums, but then we're going to be attaining clients. And those clients will be fulfilling those contracts using Salesforce solutions. In that, well, it does behoove Salesforce and it does behoove us to say, okay, well, if we're going to be doing a lot of work that's completely built around your company and your solutions, we would like to find if there's a way that we could partner further, if we could be further compensated. Because the point that I was able to make to them is that our core customer isn't their core customer. Our core customer is the regular person that our relationship is going to be built based on learning the content together, right? The education of it all, the experience, the hand holding, the proximity. That's where our core customer is going to be. You see, Salesforce core customer, they need to have a certain level of foundational knowledge, right? So Salesforce core customer already has a business, or they're looking to have a business, and they've been using the Salesforce before, or they have internet marketing, email marketing experience. And Salesforce says, okay, great. Well, the experience you have, we can go ahead and build on that because we have better solutions, and here you go. But you can't really do that to somebody that's never done internet marketing. You can't really do that to someone that's never done thousands of emails for email marketing. You can't really do that for someone that has no clients, no agency, no use case. So what we essentially are going to be able to do is we're going to create those use cases by educating a large gather, like our population, right? Educating a large amount of people how to actually perform on the platform, and then attaining clients to then go ahead and distribute and assign the hours out to the individuals that we trained up and got certified. So it's a whole new demographic of people that are going to be future Salesforce customers. So with that, the consulting partnership that they have allows us to go ahead and collect. It's kind of like a super duper affiliate program, but with companies like Salesforce, they don't have affiliate programs, right? Like they're really high up. So it's, regular affiliate programs, you kind of do, all right, I'll make a couple extra bucks. The Salesforce consulting partnership is a career, right? So all of those individuals that we're going to walk through the curriculum and certification and actually assigning clients to, that are going to want to actually have Salesforce product, or remember, as we're obtaining clients, we might be obtaining clients that don't have Salesforce, in which case we could say to them, well, we have a really great relationship with them. All of our staff is very fluent in Salesforce. Therefore, we recommend you go ahead and purchase this product from us, Salesforce. In which case, we're going to be compensated a quarterly residual. Now, I will tell you, our quarterly Salesforce payment is, I think, $8,700. It's expensive. I think their lower tiers are probably around $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. I mean, Salesforce is it's a big purchase. We're talking about what our compensation would be, but 10 to 20% is kind of the realm we're talking. In which case, if someone has a $5,000 residual and we collect 20%, that's what, $1,000 every quarter. Now, how many of those can you have and then add them all up into a much bigger number? Because remember, RHINO isn't charging anyone for anything. We're creating the opportunity through the education and certification to then go ahead and take on customers. In doing so, it's almost like becoming a police officer. You need a badge and a gun, right? Like it's like becoming a basketball player. You need a ball. So it's not that we're charging anyone to do anything, but in accepting this new life, there are going to be assets. There are going to be things that you're going to need, and they're all going to make sense. It's like, do you just go buy a suit for no reason? No. But if you got that really great job, do you go buy a suit? Yes, because you need the suit to go ahead and function at that really great job. So the clients we're going to be taking on in the beginning will be those that have Salesforce, because they're the ones that are putting out the job postings for, hey, we have Salesforce. Can you help us with this? But going down further, well, why can't we just take on anybody that has a business, right? Hey, you have a business. Why don't you come on? We could help you. And of course, we have our own Salesforce stuff that we can use. But in terms of allowing them to have something larger, they're going to want to take it on themselves. So there's a lot of things being built for a bigger thing in the future, but this partnership with Salesforce, which again is going through the approval process, they actually just emailed me before, so I want to take a look at it. That's where that's going. So as of right now, we are editing the videos. We're upgrading the flashcards that we made because, like I said yesterday, what I realized was the flashcards I made could be better. I mean, we passed the certification, right? So they weren't awful. But after taking the test, I have a better understanding of the questions they're asking. And I think the flashcards we make and we offer to others so that they can pass the test can be better. So that's actually being done as we speak. The videos, I keep saying they're going to be edited by the end of this week, but I haven't even touched them yet. But it's Wednesday, so hopefully I get to them, right? The bot is still being coded on a daily basis. That's not gone anywhere. The bot that's in the membership, we're actually coding it to suggest RHINO bucks as its first value proposition. So when someone says something that we can go ahead and identify and move over to RHINO bucks, that's what we're doing with it. Oh, I forgot. How cool is this? I'm sorry. You're like, why are you yelling at me? OpenAI, which is Elon Musk's AI company that we have the AI to on Rhino Street. So we have the most advanced one. It's called Chat GPT 3.5 Turbo. So they emailed us yesterday. They have Chat GPT 4. that they're rolling out in beta. In fact, so we watched the presentation. You can take a picture of a cocktail napkin that you wrote stuff on, upload it, and give it a prompt to create this user interface, create these email sequences behind it, and blah, 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 blah. And it does it. It's insane. It's like everything that you know so far, times it by a bazillion. And the reason I'm sharing it is because ChatGPT 4 is not out, but there is a select tier. What a time to be alive, I know. There is a select tier that they're offering beta access to, and we are in that tier. How cool is that? We still have to be approved, right? We had to go back and forth with them yesterday with forms, but I think we'll be approved. I don't see why we wouldn't. We're paying to give it away for free. So in terms of a company, I think they like that. It's not like we're charging people for it, where they have to say, oh, they're making money off us, we should do something. Oh, yeah, okay, so Travis, sorry. It's really, really crazy. So the second we get approved for that, it will be on Rhino Street, which will be so super cool. Also, the whisper function, I spoke to that department head today, and I said, I don't know how else to say it. I want it out today, unless there's some tech, but it's been a week now, so let's get it done. So I'm hopeful we'll have that today, if not tomorrow, and we'll have that feature on Rhino Street, which is really cool, because then you could do search with your voice, press a button and be like, hey, Rhino, search for this, and it'll come up, which is so cool. So yeah, Salesforce is good. Oh, Rhino, you might notice it's 207 today. I added another 1,000 Rhino into the liquidity pool. So what you'll see is the liquidity pool's at an all-time high. That's the number that matters, because that's the measurement of how people can get in and out. You could have a liquidity pool of $1 and a coin of $10,000, and you could be like, oh my God, I have all of this coin. Well, great. You can't get more than $1 out. So that's the most important thing. So I will always just continue doing that. But 206 does feel a little low to me, so we will buy it up a little bit today. And I'll pause with the liquidity pool stuff for a day or two. I would like to see it back over to 15-ish, right? That's a comfortable place for me. I don't like getting too close to 2, because if that thing has a 1 in front of it, I'm going to like throw a computer out a window, which actually can be translated to, then we'll just buy it up. So we're supporting it. So we have that. I think that's everything. Oh, tax forms went out yesterday, which is pretty cool. It's the bane of my existence. I'm so happy that's over. And we have currently 85 different influencers that do not know that we will be emailing them in the next couple of weeks. We're going to raise that list. And by influencers, I mean like first name, last name at gmail.com, and people that have over 1 million people, over 1 million followers on various different platforms that are all engaged with them. What I want to do is I'm taking a bigger approach. A lot of times people say, oh, I'm going to get this one influencer and they could do this one thing for me. Sure, great, cool. But what if you were able to actually approach like 100 and say, hey guys, and just get them all in a room? Do you know right now, we all collectively, by agreeing, have the ability to do X, Y, Z, which effectively you can. Like if you have 100 different influencers that each have 1 million different people that follow them, that's, 100 million people. If you have them all in a structured, formatted, like scheduled, this, like, let's go ahead and for the next month, let's all do this. Each one of those influencers would be billionaires overnight, like literally. And it's not me making that up. The cool thing about Rhino is we have it all done, right? Like we have 5 months of being a publicly traded coin. There is volume, there is proof of concept, there's automations, there's listings, there's approvals, there's the search engine. Everything exists. Everything that we've ever always wanted, and we always created stuff, and it was always free, and we never charged anyone. And the thing about that is, you can only do that if you believe in yourself, that you have a certain mindset that at a later date, you'll be able to identify how to monetize it. That's the only way it works. So you have to have a lot of trust in yourself that even though you don't know what you don't know, that you will know it when you need to know. I know, like, that makes no sense, but that's the trust I've always had in myself. And the point being, everything we've always built, again, was always free. But the other side of that was, in building stuff for free, you never had to incorporate revenue opportunity, or you never had to sacrifice what it was so that you can go ahead and make it cost effective, right? So for instance, with the search engine, it's a local search engine. There's no ads, there's no marketing, there's no nothing. Now, that produces no money, but it produces a lot of cost because the people that created that are very high salaried individuals. All of the servers and everything that we have costs money. And the point is, we never, could we have said, hey, listen, we'll sell ads to one person, or, we'll sell you the opportunity to be the number one listing for an entire week. But that would take away from the value that it is. But it would have brought in a lot of money. And we never did that. We never did any of that because I never wanted to do that. I always believed that when the moment came, we'd be able to identify that moment. Now, this might be a complete flop, right? Like, I have no idea. I've never talked to these people. I'm sure they get emailed by a bazillion people every day. But I also believe there's a right and wrong way of doing something. And if I have to fly to every one of their houses, please tell me I won't, right? Because we have it all built out, that means that these influencers, these people can actually go ahead and share it with their ecosystems and say, hey guys, there's nothing up anyone's sleeves. There's no behind the curtain stuff. This is all for you. And because we built this for liberation, for empowerment, I kind of think that this is the right way to go. And the coolest part about it is, because RHINO Bucks is a subscription-based weekly recurring, if you have 100 million people, and of course you're not going to get 100 million, right? But if you have a very, very, very large, very big awareness campaign, then remember what we always said, hey, listen, just get in for $1. I don't care the number you get in at, just be a part of the weekly recurring so that when that moment happens, there's another transaction that's going to push it higher and higher. So every one of these individuals can share with everyone, hey, just get in for $1. Who cares? I'm in for $1. Why not? In which case, do you know what would happen to the coin if that happened? Not only would it go like through the roof in 2 seconds, but it would stay there. Again, all the buying is scheduled. It's not like, oh, hey, there was a lot of buying yesterday. I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what's going to happen. It's right there. It's scheduled. I can tell you any second of any day how much buying is going to happen the next day. I can tell you how much buying is going to happen the next 2 hours because it's all scheduled. So we're really getting close to something big. So let me get back to that. I need to get more and more and more and more. I don't know, but things are good. I guess that's the moral of the story. I was, there's a TV on right behind you, and there's an individual making soda bread, and that reminded me that St. Patty's Day is Friday. So I'm 75% Italian and 25% Irish. I never really tell anyone that because I don't know. I like being 100% Italian. But it's always in like the March 15th, 16th, 17th that I start sharing that story. And I've gotten older in my life, so that story is not, hey, I want to go drink Guinness at 2 a.m, right? But it is, if you've never had soda bread with Irish butter, so Friday I might just do that. So my takeaway is if you've never had soda bread with Irish butter, I just changed your life. So I love everyone. Let me get back to doing some work, and everything's just really good. Okay, totally love you. Bye.